Let's take a look at the build you saw in the ISA using the Jem'Hadar attack ship T5-U using a Polaron cannon build. I'm using the advanced PSO Polaron dual cannons from the Lucari reputation, Polaron dual cannon pen, another Polaron dual cannon pen, then the morphogenic Polaron energy torpedo launcher from one of the newer missions from Victory's Life. Then for the deflector I used Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter deflector array from the Fleet Colony with the Starship weapon specialization. Then the prevailing fortified impulse engines from the competitive reputation with the engineering, speed boost and turn rate boost for better control. Then the prevailing fortified warp core also from the competitive reputation. And the prevailing innervated shield, resilient shield array from the competitive reputation as well. I'm using the critical chance severity one on this one, but you can also use the hull points one. Then for off weapons I use 2 Polaron turrets pen and the morphogenic Polaron energy weapon also from the mission in Victory's Life story arc. Then for experimental weapons I use the Alliance hyper cannon just because it's the weapon I have on this character. Then the subspace field modulator and battery energy amplifier are the devices I use. Then for consoles I use the dynamic power redistribution module, just a single console. The 2-piece is not useful, but the console itself is still awesome. Then the tachykinetic converter for the turn rate, crit chance and severity from the Lobi store. The domino console from the Bajoran interceptor for the accuracy rating and the clicky. The hostile acquisition module, hostile acquisition for the accuracy rating and the clicky as well. The binaural infusion circuits from the Lobi store for the hull capacity and the severity. And the piezoelectric focuser for the Polaron damage, the flight turn rate, and the 2-piece, which also gives another Polaron boost. Then for tactical consoles I use the vulnerability locators Polaron and the morphogenic matrix controller also from that same Victory of Life mission with the 3-piece for the reduction in fired will and the random bonus. For the tech consoles you could also use the colony ones for better heal procs, especially in a small ship like this, and the seating station wise is also decent for the colony setup. Then for skills I use my standard high tech focus skill tree. For more details check my channel, I have a video specifically on that. Then for specializations I use Miracle Worker and Strategist. Intelligence works too, but for pugs I usually like Miracle Worker, especially in escorts. Then for traits I use A Good Day to Die, Accurate, which you can have Superior Accurate, Cannon Training, again you can have Superior Cannon Training, Context is for Kings, Fleet Coordinator, Operative, Inspirational Leader, Intense Focus, and Self-Modulating Fire. Then for Starship traits I use Cold Hearted, Emergency Weapon Cycles, Promise of Ferocity, and Withering Barrage. And then if you have the extra slot you can use Calm Before the Storm or some other traits. Then for Space Reputation I use the Advanced Targeting for the crit severity, the Magnified Firepowers for the bonus weapon damage, the Precision for the critical chance, and the Controlled Countermeasure that procs with Cold Hearted. Then for the active reputation just use all the space ones basically. Then for stations I use 1 SRO Tactical Officer from the Fleet Embassy, and the Vanguard Tech, the Vanguard Engineer. And as you can see I opted out of having a Psi officer just because of the layout. So I use Emergency Power to Shields 1, Ox to Bat 1, Emergency Power to Weapons 1, Ox to Bat 1. Distributed Targeting, FA 1, which is, like I said, I had an extra tactical slot left, which is good for if you want to use the Fleet Colony tech consoles. So this one's pretty much a wasted space at the moment. Then Torpedo Spread 3, Cannon Scatter Volley 3, Tech Team 1, Chemosite Laced Weaponry 2, Attack Planner Beta 2, and Engineering Team 1. Then lastly, the active DOFs, which are the projectile weapons officers, chance to reduce the time to recharge torpedoes, attack random beta restores hull when firing, and 3 technicians for the Octobat build. I hope this was useful. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.